Sean and Joe, another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. The show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not-so-favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Hello, Joe.
What's going on?
Not much, man. So we just recorded. I don't know, like, from a fan point of view, I don't know, like, how they rank our episodes, but to me, it was probably one of my favorite episodes to record. that just occurred.
I think I would agree.
Okay.
We got fan favorite Paul on. We talked about 1982's The Thing. It was gonna be a Patreon bonus, but we fucking had a lot of fun. So.
We did. We had a fucking ton of fun. It was like so much fun. I actually have like tears in my eyes from our conversations. It was so fucking stupid and idiotic. But
yeah. We have butchered the masterpiece, John Carpenter's The Thing, but
I mean, we gave them, we gave them their daps, but also then, decided to talk about, jerking off in the snow, like
jerking off in Antarctica. Yeah. Hard hitting questions.
Yeah, but it was like so good, and then Joe and I were going to do The Children 2008. So The Thing was going to be a Patreon exclusive. And then we were going to do The Children 2008 for our main episode. But The Children 2008 is, by the way, a fucking good movie. Like, watch it. Like, I like, well.
Okay, so it's a very well-made movie. I don't think it's for everybody. Like myself included, there's nothing I dislike more in a movie than when children and animals get harmed.
Yeah.
And children get harmed this entire movie, which I probably should have picked up on that since it was called The Children and it's a horror movie, but like halfway through I was like, oh, this is what they're gonna do. And like I like when horror movies have children as the villains, which this is, but like Children of the Corn, right? The children are the villains, and like, yes, kids die, but when Isaac dies, that actor looks like he's 72. So it doesn't like, what I mean? John Franklin looks old as balls, so it doesn't like pack us. Like, these are kids, and like they are brutally murdered. So it wasn't the easiest watch.
No, it's not.
Honestly, it would be kind of a buzzkill to talk about
it. It would be, and actually, you know what I credit it to, and not to talk about this for long, because we're what we've decided to do is kind of kibosh The Children, and just let all you guys get to hear this Thing episode because it was just so much fun. And it's just a blast. But The Children, and it's a compliment, and it's also like, why would it be fun to talk about is, first of all, as most people know, Killer Kids is my favorite genre of all time. It is just the best. The Good Son, Village of the Damned, like, I love them all. I love them all. But the difference is this movie is so well made, and also the only thing they do different here is like when the kids are killed, it's never like, oh, thank God. It's like, this is the most tragic fucking thing I've ever done in my
heartbreaking.
Life. It's including the characters in it, right? Like, they know that they have to do it, and they're like, this is like, it is exhausting emotionally to watch this.
Yes, like some people like, to be challenged by cinema, and I think this is like the most challenging you could be. Like, if your kids are infected and they're murdering you, do you fight or flight? What's your choice? So like you were saying, watch it. I think if those things bother you, don't watch it. Like, I would never watch it again. I think it's a really well-made movie, but I would never, like, that's not for me. I would never sit through it again.
And that's probably why it flew under a lot of radars. It came out in 2008. It is available. You can watch it for free on Amazon and Tubi, I think, if you do want to check it out. And like chat with us about it. It is interesting for sure, and a take on Killer Kids. But boy, like the emotion of these characters as they have to like decide whether to kill their fucking kids or not is like insane. It's done so well and so uniquely, but probably why people don't generally make movies like that, right? Like, yeah, right. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch for sure. So we decided to kind of kibosh that and just go with The Thing. Let you all listen to The Thing, and we'll find something to do for the Patreon people for the missed episode in the missed live show in November. We'll do something cool for you guys. So maybe you know what I think? I think it's going to be those D'Amato stickers, baby. I'm going to send them out to everyone. That new D'Amato design we got.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe I'll do that to make up for.
Oh, we got listen to this episode. We have a new T-shirt idea too. So.
Oh yes.
By the way, people loved the Lou Fart Rigno, man.
Oh man, and that guy. What? Oh fuck. What's his name? Casey Edwards? Is that his name, or did I make that name up? I'm like the shit.
Who designed the shirt?
Yeah. Hang on. I'll pull him up. I'll pull him up. Yeah, Casey Edwards. Casey Edwards from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much. He made the coolest multiple designs of Lou Fart Rigno. And I'm working currently on a way to make them without doing like a full merch drop, like something where you could buy them online. And so you could get those. And I think we've got another hit coming in this episode. I think we got another t-shirt hit. Those might be our first 2 t-shirts, like on demand style printing. I'm going to look into like sites that can do it for us, and we'll release something like that coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. I actually I think I like this one more than Lou Fart Rigno. I think I like the Wilford Brimley one the most. So I'll work on that and we'll get something going there. But yeah, guys, The Thing 1982. Oh, and so other thing is a live show this weekend, December 11th. It's free for everyone. We've got one at 3 p.m. So if it's the Dorm That Dripped Blood. If you're Europe, UK, Europe, Germany, that's a great time slot for you guys. I mean,
South Africa is checking in.
I don't know what time zone they're even in. Are they in that time zone? But
it seems right. But they said they were checking in at that.
Oh, okay, cool. So you actually got comfort. Okay, cool. Yeah. So
I wasn't just throwing out South Africa.
I was like, that's a weird. I don't know where that's located, honestly. I know it's down. It's far down, but yeah, no. So that's a great time for most other people. It'll be fun. I was thinking about how I'm going to have to moderate Joe's drinking. I might have to call Tina and be like, "Hey,
no, I'll be good."
Okay. And then we're going to do Not Another Teen Movie that night, also for free at 9 p.m. And guys, there's a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but we got a bunch of messages asking where you can find it. Go to ihatehorror.com. It's through a platform called Crowdcast, which is just about the only way we can show a movie without going to internet jail. So sign up through there, ihatehorror.com. There's a link. I think it says like pre-order tickets or something like that. Just click that link. It'll take you on over to our Crowdcast account, and you can sign up for there. And yeah, so do that. And also, we wanted to shout out all the fucking people that did the Spotify shout outs.
You know, how long have we been doing this? 7 years. It never stops being humbling to see people, have us as their top streamed podcasts, and then to see some of the minutes people listen to us is like, honestly, just thank you. It means a lot.
Dude, the minutes are nuts. And then, Reagan actually texted me because this is her first year seeing the Spotify Wrapped. And I think when she finds out like these little things about like our numbers and stuff, like I'll we'll be talking about something. And I'll like be like, hey, and she'll be like, wait, excuse me. Like, what are you saying right now? And I was like, yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, we don't have a ton of like Instagram followers, like compared to other things. Cause we don't we don't engage that way. Like, we're not looking to like hunt followers or whatever. I was like, but like our numbers are insane. Like our listeners it's nuts. Like the subscribers and stuff. And she was like, holy shit. And then when she saw the Spotify stuff, she texted me and was like, this is nuts. like it blows her mind. She doesn't realize like, and she was like, why are you guys ahead of like, what's that fucking show? Fucking the fucking last podcast on the left. Like, she's like, dude, like, you're above them and all these people's listens. And I was like, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, some of the ones that were like compared to like, I mean, like I said, it's humbling. I mean, it means a lot. So thank you all.
Yeah, we're in a top 5 with like people that do it professionally and just for a living. And it's like, well, maybe you guys should listen to us a little fucking more. All right. Just kidding. I love you all. And thank you all so much. It is so crazy to see. It's fucking nuts. It blows my mind.
Yeah. Yes.
And appreciate it. And that's only the people that like share it. Like, there's so many people that like don't share it. So it's nuts to even think about that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So guys, enjoy The Thing, 1982, a movie I was not expecting to talk for an hour and a half, but we did. So
did. Paul joined. Just FYI, Paul is not on for like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because, well, we explain it. I mean, it's a fucking bozo. He's impossible to make plans with. But.
And acts like it's your fault.
Join. Yeah.
He messaged us 10 minutes in and was like, are you guys going to fucking call me or what? I think that's exactly what his fucking message is. Let me look. Oh, I don't even know where it was. Oh, yeah, you guys recording the thing. Oh, no. I thought I think he sent it to the horror show. Reagan must see his messages and are like, what the fuck?
I remember when Reagan first took over, she had to deal with him like, constantly messaging, saying things, being like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, she didn't know. She was like, I think this guy's like super mad. I was like, oh, that's actually Paul. Our best friend. That's our best
But nah, check it out. Like it was super loosey goosey. We did, like you said, we weren't planning on making it the full episode, but we had fun. So hopefully you have fun listening to it. And also, I did want to point out, not another teen movie. I'm so excited for, and works out. This is this week it turns 20 years old. So how about that for topicalness?
Dude, it's so weird how the shit we constantly record movies and like aren't aware of like cool things that associate with them. Every week we get a message.
Like their anniversary, and like fans will be like, "Hey, did you know it was like the 30th?" Like, no, I did not.
Yeah,
which is alarming because like my Instagram is like almost solely dedicated to anniversaries, but somehow the movies that we do, I'm just like completely oblivious to. Like, I don't know.
Well, like, and the other one that got pointed out to me by Cult of Graven is we're doing the Scream movies in December, and this is not planned.
It turns 25. Yeah.
Yes. In December. It came out in December. I was like, holy shit, that's insane. Yeah. So that's not planned. It's just incredible. That's all it is. All right, guys, enjoy the episode.
So you were just asking me if we should call Paul.
Yes.
Because we're doing a special Patreon bonus episode on The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
And Paul, this has been like made known to Paul for a while. He reaches out a couple days ago because I think we even suggested to him, like, you want to join us? And of course, like in our group chat, Paul will spam you with like 1,000 dad jokes and then like 1,000 memes that normal people have seen, years ago. But he just bombards like your questions with those, and then no answer. And then was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah. And be like, "Are you guys really doing The Thing?" And we're like, "Yes, Paul. Like, do you want to join us?" And then he didn't answer. And then today, like an hour ago, he's watching The Thing. It's like he put it on his stories. So
dude,
he's watching it like he's preparing. But what has not had like the wherewithal to reach out to us and be like, when are you recording, or can I join, or what's the deal? I don't even think he's talked to us today.
He hasn't. I'm gonna wait. Oh wait, he did. He messaged us at 3.
Oh, what'd he say?
He said, you guys recording The Thing tonight? And then proceeded to talk about that I uploaded the wrong Wicker Man because he didn't specify.
Oh, okay, I saw that.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, Yeah, and also you're being very generous about his conversation with us about the thing, because it was way more hostile and like bizarre. Like I didn't know what his point was when he first started talking. It was honestly like, you fucking idiots are doing the fucking thing. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I thought he assumed we were going to like rip on it or something. And then he's like, it's only my favorite fucking movie. I can't believe you guys did.
Well, which, by the way, I don't believe that to be true. I have never heard Paul talk about the thing once ever. And like, even in our chat, so like, Paul and I, for reference, we've known each other since kids. We've worked together. We went to college together. So there's never been like a break from Paul in my fucking life. And like when we were working together, it was always like we would play Doug Loves Movies, for those that listen to that. Before that was the thing, we would just like do like movie trivia to each other. And Paul would come up with like lists and stuff of the best movies. I have never heard Paul mention the thing once, and I mean that sincerely, never once. So for him to make that claim is ridiculous. And I believe him. I believe he thinks that, which is alarming.
Yeah, Paul also made me download Sylvester Stallone's lesser known porno debut. I mean debut and final porno probably. What is it called?
Party at Kitty and
Partying, also known as Italian Stallion. He put it on a list that we have where I'll get them copies of movies. And I was like, is this fucking like, because honestly, of all the shit Paul has asked me to download, that's not even the weirdest, right? Like that's, I
would agree.
It's fucking weird, but like it's right in the realm of everything else he's asked me to fucking download. Like I don't particularly think that's bizarre for him to ask me. And then he was like,
it's a softcore porn, right? Yeah. So like that, like actually, I mean, to say asking for a porn starring Stallone isn't weird is quite the statement. I mean, that is fucking weird. But like at least it's a famous actor and like it has a plot and stuff. So I would sit there, right? You know, just to say I saw it. But to your point, like you have to put in, like you personally, Sean personally has to put in effort to like track this stuff down and upload it, and like it takes up space and it's a fucking process, right? Like when I request things, I want to make sure it's like something like everyone will get use out of, or like something that like will come into conversation, like movies that like have just been released or something. To do that and then to be like, you fucking idiot, like why would I actually want that? Which begs the question: how many of those that he's been requesting are jokes? Because when he said that, I was like, holy shit. Like, all of these have been fucking jokes. He's not going to watch any of these. Or he will, but doesn't really want to watch them, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But whatever. I actually watched that Stallone porn today.
Did you?
I did. I skimmed through a lot of it because it's honestly What's the craziest part about that porno? So it's softcore, so that's weird enough. But what's weirder is Sylvester Stallone appears to have never had sex at any point in his life prior to filming this. The way he is touching the women in this, it's like he's never had a girlfriend or even had a romantic relationship in his life. It is alarming. There's one point where he's like, he puts this woman in like a scissor hold with his fucking legs, and it's fucking dongs hanging out, dude. And it doesn't help that whoever filmed this was the creepiest piece of shit, dude. He was like zooming in the most unflattering areas of these people. I would have sued the filmmaker just for being a piece of shit, dude. There's multiple times where he zooms in into like fucking Sly Stallone's like from behind Sly Stallone's legs, and his like nuts are like caught between his fucking thighs. like they're like clipped in his thighs. He's like squeezing his thighs doing something, God knows what. And like you just see his like bulging nuts. It was honestly one of the most alarming things I've ever seen. And like he also shoots another scene. He shoots. Oh, dude, there's 3 scenes where Sylvester Stallone is just looking at himself flexing in the mirror while 2 women are having sex in the bed behind him in the mirror. So it's like the furthest away you could shoot a porno. Like, you know, all you're watching is Sly make stupid faces and be like, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? It's one of the weirdest things. But he also shoots these like super unflattering angles of these poor women it's like from below. It's like a low shot, which is unflattering to your face, to your fucking stomach. And like, of course your fucking genitals look like shit with a camera just like way down low. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So thanks for Paul for allowing me to see that. I'll be deleting that tonight. FYI.
Oh no! Keep it for a week. I'll watch it this week.
All right. Dude, even just to skim through it is like funny. Is funny enough, and it's crazy because he filmed that after Rocky, right?
No, dude, no.
I thought he filmed. Dude, I thought he like closed on Rocky and.
No. This came out in 1970.
Oh yeah,
Rocky came out 6 years later.
Oh okay,
yeah.
Okay.
No. He made this because he was like so hard pressed on life.
It's so nuts. Well, good for him.
Dude. I wish that he fucking made this after Rocky.
I thought for some reason I thought I read somewhere it was like right after he made Rocky.
Dude, imagine selling your dog because like you couldn't afford it, and then you finally strike gold, and you like get Oscar nominated in the biggest movie in the world, and you go make, and then your follow up is this.
Oh my god, it is so weird. They sometimes okay. I'm just reading the synopsis. It's not entertaining. It's also so weird because I just watched Boogie Nights, so like that weird 70s era where they actually thought they were making film was like really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like acting. But hey, we've got actually like a real movie to talk about right now for Patreon as a little bonus since we didn't do a November live show and the December one's for free. We want to do a little bonus here. We're going to do The Thing from
1982.
Yeah, not the 2011, although I did rewatch that also while working out this week to just to know. I think I saw it when it came out.
I saw it in theaters. It was one of my first dates with Tina.
Oh shit. How did that go? You're a big fan of The Thing, right? I mean, most people are.
The original, yes. Absolutely. I mean, Carpenter is my favorite director of all time. So
he is probably the king, right? After watching this, I kind of like did a little Carpenter dive. He's so fucking.
You can throw a dart at any of his movies, and I'll probably have rated it 5 stars. Like Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, Halloween, The Thing. Escape from New York, like even fucking Christine, I think is a perfect like campy B movie. So dude, I don't think he could do much wrong.
Dude, Christine was a movie I never watched because like I don't give a fuck. And I think the first time I saw it was at Connecticut Cult Classics with you.
Yep.
Dude, it's a fucking good movie.
Like, it's fucking great. It knows exactly. It's a movie about a killer car, and it's like. If it came out in the 50s, it would be a classic B movie, right?
For sure.
Carpenter just nailed like the vibe with it, and he just brings out the best in everyone. So I don't think he can do much wrong.
His track list his track record, I should say, is absolutely insane. I was talking to a fan of the show, Lexi, Cult of Craven, because she's a big Wes Craven fan, and she was like. Glomming over him, and I was like, listen, I'm not saying anything. All I know is I just looked at Carpenter's like list of movies, and it's actually insane. It's fucking nuts. Like, dude, for this, so specifically, let's talk about like where The Thing falls in line with this series of movies is year after year after year, 5 years in a row. It's ridiculous. 1980, The Fog. 1981, Escape from New York. 82, The Thing. 83, Christine. And 84, Starman, which...
Yeah, and go 2 years before 78 was Halloween.
Right,
so.
exactly. And I think we talked about this actually in another episode. He did the Elvis thing in 79, which to me interrupts the flow of it. But I've actually heard that Elvis like documentary is like beloved.
It is, dude. It is.
Like people have said it's actually fucking great. like so I don't know much about it. And then after this, he does, like I said, Christine, he still does Big Trouble in Little China. He does, They Live, In the Mouth of Madness, Prince of Darkness. Yep. And then even, I honestly had no idea he did this movie. I loved this movie as a kid. Village of the Damned remake in 95.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that movie fucking rocks. I love that movie.
Dude, that was a Cheshire Video and Disc classic. That cover... I would get it all the time.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So did I. I thought that movie was so fucking good, and fucking Christopher Reeves is so good in that. I couldn't believe that he did that. But what a fucking resume. 80, and also, how do you make 5 movies in 5 years? Does anyone do that anymore? That's insane.
And like, to us, he's well known, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's not like a Spielberg, right? But he should be. He should be. Those movies are fucking incredible for like the budget that he had and what he accomplished, and bringing out the best in Kurt Russell and Keith David every time they're together. Like they're just on point when they team up.
And I also think there's something to be said because he's very niche for the most part in his movies. They're all pretty. I don't know how to explain them. Like, I guess like culty, exploitation-y type movies. You know what I mean? Like kind of under the radar. But I think no matter what, like even your parents, there's something on his list that your parents have seen that they're like, oh yeah, that fucking movie. I love that movie. You know what I mean? Whether it's Big Trouble in Little China or Starman or, you know, there's something in there where somebody you know is like, oh yeah, that movie fucking rules.
Yeah.
Oh man, and
Assault on Precinct 13.
Oh yeah, and I remember like for some reason my dad loved Starman. For some reason he talked about Starman like way too often when I was a kid, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever, man. Yeah, and this is his first major movie without Charles Cypher, who is Sheriff Brackett in Halloween. He was in all of his fucking movies.
Cypher's still going strong, too. Coming back for Halloween Kills.
Honestly, yeah, he was actually probably one of the better actors in the movie.
He 100% was.
And also, this movie, The Thing, is one of the few movies that doesn't have a, kind of. Doesn't really have a Carpenter score.
No.
It was done by
select
somebody
scenes.
else. Yeah, and then I guess, here's the thing. I read an interview with the guy that did do the score, and he was like, yeah, Carpenter basically told me what to make.
Wait. Who did the score? Was it Morricone?
Let me pull it up real quick. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure it's Ennio Morricone, who did all the Clint Eastwood westerns, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Let me pull it up real quick. Sorry. The soundtrack. No, it's MCA released the soundtrack. Why can I not find this?
I'm like put my life on it. That is Ennio
Morricone. Oh yeah, it is. Wait, no. Ennio Morricone. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
My hearing's not great, so that's what you were saying, right?
Yes.
Yes. So he did it. Yes, he did it. But he said he met with John Carpenter, and John Carpenter was like, "Why don't you do this?"
Which is, dude, that's amazing because Ennio is like probably the most revered person to do movie scores ever. So for Carpenter to bring him on and just be like, do it my way. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, he's like a classical composer, and then he made synth music for this because Carpenter was like, hey, you know what would be really cool? If you just made my music.
Yeah, and that's weird too because the Carpenter's movies are very score heavy for the most part, and this one wasn't as much. At least I didn't think so as much as some of his other ones.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, it was. And then, of course, after the fact, John Carpenter then remixed like all of his songs and like released it on a record. So
nice.
Don't text me saying it's on his fucking Carpenter fucking whatever album. He did do them after the fact. He remade them after the fact.
This movie didn't do well, if you can believe that.
That is one of the facts that blew my fucking mind. $15 million budget, $19 million box office. Like, that is
great.
Crazy.
Not
and
great.
Terrible reviews.
Yeah, Ebert tore it apart.
They said it was disgusting, which also it is.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's fucking insane.
Imagine using that as like a criticism. Carpenter's probably like, yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
But like, wait, so 82, like for a major release, dude, like there's some like gross shit in this. It's actually insane.
For sure.
I think it's like pretty mind blowing when you think about it. Very negative reviews. It was described as instant junk, a wretched excess, and proposed as the most hated film of all time by Cine Fantastique. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, hopefully they closed immediately after.
Reviews both praised the special effects achievement and criticized their visual repulsiveness, while others found characterizations poorly realized. The film earned 19.6. Many reasons have been cited for its failure, especially because its competition was E.T., which was a much more optimistic view of an alien visitation. This one was way more nihilistic and very depressing, really. Really.
And it was released the same day as Blade Runner. And that didn't do well either. But two of those, they were both outshined by that fucking ballsack ET. But
and like both are just like head and shoulders, in my opinion, like better than. I mean, they're way different. It's almost hard.
I don't care that much for ET, to be honest with you. So
ET,
yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's kind of fucking stupid. I've never been much of a fan of it, but
I'm due for a rewatch, but it's always never really tickled my fancy. But the fucking those two movies, big fucking idiot wearing a wig in closet. Advanced species can't even fucking figure out how to go home. Imagine being able to travel intergalactically and then not realizing you left like your beloved child.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Wearing a wig around. His alien family would have for sure disowned him if they came back and he's wearing a dress and a wig, eating candy. They'd be like, "Fucking leave him, leave him here. Fuck it, we're out of here." Keith David's in it, super young, super duper young. Looks good though. And then did you have anything else to kick off this episode with? I
just want to say I've seen the thing dozens of times.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that CT Cult Classic recently. I think it honestly gets better with age, and it's the weirdest thing. It somehow affects me more. I don't want to see scares me because it doesn't keep me up at night, but it affects me more the older I get, and I just think it's I honestly think it's in contention for one of the scariest movies ever made. Because there are scenes like the dog kennel scene. I know what's going to happen, and I still sit on the edge of my seat, being like, "Holy shit!"
It is fucking scary. It's actually masterfully made. And I watched 2011 first. I don't know why I did that. I watched 2011 first. And honestly, I'm fine with them remaking this movie. As much as I love this movie, I'm fine with them trying to remake it. Because there were moments where the CGI was cool. It was cool to see some extra stuff. I don't know. But it's so funny how they fucked up like a perfect fucking movie, right? Like Carpenter. I said this on our last episode, our normal episode. We kind of like touched on it for a minute, but the Carpenter's what was the word I used? It's not like effectiveness. The pace of this movie is like perfect. It's like efficient, right? It's an efficient movie. He tells you the story and the background without having to be like, once upon a time. You know what I mean? And
right.
And he laid a blueprint for it where you don't have to sit there and like listen to a story about how the fucking alien got there. I love that in the 82 one, they find like, you know, the carved out piece of ice, and you slowly figure out why that is the way it is. Like you get to that just because he's not wasting time. And it's so funny because in the 2011 one, they unfortunately go into horrific detail of them finding the chunk of ice, looking at the chunk of ice, moving the chunk of ice, talking about the alien in the ice, and you're just like, dude, this is fucking exhausting. Like I don't give a shit. And then to watch, you know, the 82 one, and you're like, oh, that's so fucking well done to like ignore, like, to do that, he told all of that. He told the same thing, but way more effectively and efficiently. Just by like, oh, there's a hole in the ice. We'll get to that slowly, like piece by piece, as we continue moving this fucking movie along.
And dude, you know what's funny about that is because I was thinking about that. You know, when we do stuff for the show, I tend to I try to think a little bit more than I normally would when watching it. And like, if you were in Antarctica. In that fucking cold, right? And this shit starts happening because one of my questions was like, is this super believable that these guys just came to terms with aliens that quickly? You know?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Oh,
if I was fucking freezing, stuck outside, and some guy's like, dude, there's a fucking UFO and there's aliens, I would come to terms with that just as quickly as they did. Like, well, yeah, the fuck. There is. So let's do something about that. And like the way that they reacted and adapted, I think is legitimately pretty realistic for the situation they're in. And I love how McCready at all times is never like, we're going to make it out of here. He's always just like, whatever happens, we have to just kill this fucking thing and make sure nobody else comes across.
Right. McCready's awesome in this movie. He's so fucking good. I'd say there's only one, and I mean we're talking about a movie with fucking aliens in it. So when I say this, you know, understand that there's only one moment where I was like, that's the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen, which is allowing that fucking loose dog in the house after the Norwegians show up and are like literally blowing themselves up trying to kill it. Like, hey, somebody let that dog in.
I do agree. But is it? Because people, myself included, love dogs, love animals. If right now I saw a group of madmen trying to kill some dog, like running down the street, like throwing dynamite at it, I'd be like, get the fuck in here, dog. Like, get in here right now and like, let's kill these guys, right? Like, I would. So maybe it's not that unrealistic.
Well, you know, that is true, and I'm not a fan of dogs, and I know that there will probably be people out to murder me after saying that because you can't say that in 2021. But listen,
dude, you won't.
That dog would be deader than a doornail if it showed up at my fucking doorstep with a bunch of Norwegians chasing it, throwing grenades at it. I'd be like, you know what? That thing's got to go, baby. That is not coming into my house. All right.
You know what's the most unbelievable thing to me?
What? The alien?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. No. Wilford Brimley.
Oh shit!
Is only 7 years older than my wife at the time that he made this movie.
Wilford Brimley
looks a fucking half past dead in this movie. 48 years old.
No, he's 48.
He's 48 in this movie. Dude, everything that people have been saying about like chemtrails and all these conspiracies, it's true. It's they're pumping the earth full of shit because we are aging at a different pace than everyone that came before us. Because who were we talking about the other day where I was like, look at this guy.
It was like an old...
It was like a gangster. Oh, yeah. It was the guy that Goodfellas is based off of, De Niro's character. He was like 38 in that picture. He looks at least 75.
We were also talking about Abe Lincoln, who looks 1,000 years old in his photos, and he was like 42.
Even today, I saw a picture of Daniel Day-Lewis as Abe Lincoln, which by all accounts is like incredibly historically accurate, right? He looks so weathered and disgusting, and he's only like 5 years older than we are.
It's so wild, dude. Wilford is looking... Wilford's looking like himself, which is just very old. Very, very old.
Just, very old. Just he doesn't have his disgusting mustache in this one.
R.I.P. Wilford.
Yeah, that's right.
He's credited as a singer in his Wikipedia. I don't know what he's saying. Musical interests. Brimley has been described as a fine singer with a warm, rich voice. But what does that mean? Okay. Wikipedia, you know what? Teachers were right. You can't use this as a fucking source. What does that mean? Who wrote that? Yeah, we're gonna identify him as a singer because some guy was like, "Yeah, he sang once. It was nice."
I thought for sure Richard Mashure would have passed. I was going to be like, make a comment about him not being here, but good for you, Richard. You're still going.
Richard was in
Mr. Boogedy?
Yeah, Mr. Boogedy, right? He's a goofball. All right.
He's great.
Is Keith David alive? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Good for him.
Yeah, he was supposed to come to the Connecticut Horror Conference.
Right, that's right. And good old Kurt's still alive. Love him. Love his Santa Claus movie. Speaking of the holidays, we weren't talking about the holidays.
The second one, speaking of the thing we weren't speaking of, the second one sucks, but the first one's great.
Yes, agreed.
A modern day classic.
I love it. All right. Well, we open up Antarctica 1982 with those fucking Norwegians just shooting at a fucking dog with guns. Kurt Russell is back at the base, and he destroys the only entertainment they have by pouring whiskey into a fucking computer chess game, which honestly, I probably would have fucking killed him. I would have started a fucking mutiny. Dude, you're fucking in Antarctica. That's the only fucking computer game you have, and Kurt Russell gets frustrated and just pours a whiskey into it, frying it.
Pre-internet age, so it's literally the only thing you have to pass time.
They don't even have a phone, probably. Like, the phone probably only goes, like, to one station or something. Like, you can't fucking call people. Like, fucking burns it alive. Anyway, I
just want to sidetrack real quick.
Yeah.
It's not really a sidetrack, but I love that Carpenter was touching upon these topics at the time that he was. Like, Antarctica is still a big mystery to people, right? And kind of like with They Live, how not like reptilians, but like people that aren't humans among us. And, subliminal messages and all that stuff. He was doing this before anyone else, and it's still very relevant today. So I just it blows my mind that this was 1982 and he was putting that out there.
The Antarctica thing adds so much to this story. It makes it so effective.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It leaves you. Oh man. I think it just makes it so much more. And actually, in a similar vein, the movie we're going to be doing this week, The Children, 2008, has kind of a similar vibe of that isolation.
Yeah, sure.
And that winter isolation, it just adds to an atmosphere that you're just like, that's terrifying.
Yes.
Nowhere to go. It's fucking freezing. You can't even go outside. Even the end of this movie, you're like, fuck.
I love the end of this.
It's so good.
Which they shot a different ending that explains something, which I'm so glad they chose not to go.
Oh, I didn't even read about that. So I'm excited to hear you. Yeah,
remind me when you get there.
Yeah. So the helicopter that's chasing the dog lands, and the Norwegian crew comes flying out like a bunch of fucking lunatics, just throwing shit around. The guy fucking pulls out a grenade to throw it, slips out of his stupid mittens, and it blows up him and the helicopter. The Norwegian comes out screaming, shoots one of the American crew members, and somehow the dog goes free and gets in the house. And ultimately, the captain of the station kills him. The captain is Palmer, I want to say. Captain, I don't know. I could not keep track of all of their names. Because they all have, like, one-word names, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was very...
Palmer sounds right.
They have one of them, right? And dude, they're all the like old white guy names. It's like Clark, Norris, Gary. You know what I mean? Although then there's the weird ones like Windows and Fuches and shit like that. But it's still fucking weird. So Captain kills him. McCready and the doctor go to investigate the Norwegian base that they came from, which is not in very good shape.
Right.
And McCready looks like... and I don't know whether I love this or hate it in this movie. McCready is dressed like an absolute maniac. He looks like he's going to like a bad theme frat party. He's wearing a fucking fur-lined bomber coat, a hoodie underneath, and like a Frontier miner hat that is like comically large. It's like the hat the villain wears in Toy Story 2, the little toy, the miner toy. That's the fucking hat he's wearing around, as if it's like a fucking like state issued science hat. like the government was like, here you go. You'll definitely need this hat in the cold weather. Does nothing to protect you. So he equally looks stupid and amazing at the same time. And so they go to check out this Norwegian base, and it's burned down, it's blown up. Obviously a bad sign. And one of the coolest fucking things I think I've ever seen in a movie is the guy that has killed himself at the base, and the blood is frozen coming out of him.
Yes. I love that.
Holy shit. How have more people not done that? Even as like an homage, like as a like thank you for coming up with this fucking brilliant idea. Like it looked so good.
Yes.
Like I don't even think that's possible, but I love it.
That's a good question. I wonder. I mean, it really emphasizes how fucking cold it is.
Right.
This has to be the coldest looking movie I've ever seen. Like anytime someone steps out, their beard is always frosted, and I just love that they come back in like that.
Dude, I thought that was fucking awesome. Like, I've seen the movie a million times. Like, I know that happens, but when you're like re-looking at it and you're just watching it, man, that visual, they all look so fucking cold all the time. Like, it makes you cold watching the movie.
Agreed.
Kurt Russell's beard is frozen 90% of the movie.
It's frostbitten the entire time. It's nuts, actually.
It's crazy. And this guy slid his fucking wrists, and the blood is frozen like mid-air coming out of his arm. And it's just like, holy shit. It was so cool. So, sorry, I was reading my notes, and it's something I already talked about. So they they also find there this melted human, which I would have had a much different reaction than they did. Because they're kind of like, well, that's weird. Because this is actually a human that is like melted and like elastic looking, right?
It goes on what I was saying about the aliens. Like, I just think they're so cold and defeated to just like accept things, because any other place that you come across that, you'd be like, I need to get the fuck out of here. But, what are you going to do? You're fucking stuck there. They have no way out. So.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. Also, Paul just messaged us and asked us if we're going to call him. Should we bring him on?
Bring him on.
Fucking guy. He's not going to pick up my fucking phone call because it's the fucking different number. Hang on. Idiot.
We're early enough in.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul. It's the horror show, Paul.
Yes.
It's the horror show here to talk to you about.
Oh, for Pete's.
What?
What? Who is this?
Joe, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. We got.
I
Paul.
just heard Paul butcher the phrase "for Pete's sake," which I
was saying for
Pete's
Pete's Dragon. You fucking idiot.
So, Paul, we already started.
Well, you ready to talk about The Thing 2011?
Yeah, dude. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is off the hook. That's the only version I watch anyway. So. Happening.
We
7.
Jesus Christ. We started talking about the movie. Also, that guy Christopher Hivju or whatever his name is in that. So, and Eric Olsen. Is he in not another teen movie?
Is his name Eric Christian Olsen?
What?
Do you have any respect?
Yes. That's his full name. Yes, and yes, he's in not another teen movie.
Jesus Christ. Thanks, Paul. So Paul, we started already without you. I apologize in advance.
Don't you ever disrespect me starting to talk about the thing without me.
Bing bong. We only just got up to them investigating the Norwegian camp and finding, first of all, a guy that killed himself with the blood frozen, which is incredible.
The best.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. And then finding a melted man in the snow that they're like, oh boy, that's kind of weird. I guess we should bring that back to the lab. Which Joe says is realistic, and I kind of tend to agree. If you're stuck out in the fucking Antarctica, what else are you gonna fucking do? No one's playing a prank on you out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna bring him back to Wilford.
Yeah, bring him back to old Wilford Brimley. The only guy that they decide to lock in a shed.
Which I know we gotta get there, but honestly, of all the people to lock in that shed, Wilford's fine. Wilford's fucking fine.
Dude, they're all so threatening except Wilford, and he's the only one that they're like, you gotta go.
They're all armed to the T. And when Wilford loses his mind, which rightfully so, like, probably the most realistic reaction anybody's had to this point, right? He's fucking coming to terms with his insanity.
He's like, guys, I'm fine.
Well, when he starts freaking out and like hitting things with an axe, he is so easily thwarted. Like that should have just been the end of it.
Dude, fucking
everyone else is armed, knives and guns. Like,
Kurt Russell just throws a chair at him, and like that totally disarms him, and everyone just tackles him and locks him up.
Paul, we already talked about this. How old do you think Wilford Brimley was at the time of filming this?
Oh my God, he looks like he's 76.
Yes, that's correct.
He's probably like 44.
Yeah, he's 48. He's 48.
Is this before or after Cocoon? He was in Cocoon, right?
He was.
Cocoon's got to be later than this.
I was thinking like 85, 86.
Yeah, Cocoon's 85. So like 3 years older. Dude, in those 3 years, he ages like 15 years. He is like on a steady decline from like.
Yeah, he ages like 15 years by the time he gets to Cocoon, and he just plateaus because he stays that age until he dies. You know, the fucking diabetes commercials and everything.
Wait, also in Cocoon, isn't he playing an elderly human being, and he was only 40? He was like 50 years old.
Yeah, correct.
In a retirement home.
Correct.
Yeah, but people of that generation they had hard lives, man. They just look brutal.
They do, Paul. They do. Oh, man. Hey, guys, we should probably do Cocoon and Cocoon the Return for sure. I didn't know there was
an uplifting double feature.
Do it for a live show, just everyone's crying.
Everyone's crying.
Steve Gutenberg. Oh, man. It's actually super funny if you look at the cast of Cocoon. Wilford Brimley is like so young compared to all of his stars. Like all their photos are in black and white, and Wilford Brimley's is in color. He was playing the same age as all of them. It's actually crazy. So they find this melted human being. They decide to bring him back because why the fuck not? That's what you're out there for, right? You're trying to find some weird shit.
That's correct.
Yeah. And we see, so they bring back the disgusting melted human and reveal everything about him is normal. I think it's Wilford that's cutting him open, and it's like all of these organs are human. This makes no fucking sense. This is not anything weird. The dog that they find, they end up locking in the kennel, even though the dog's been loose the entire time. And Wilford is, again, the only one that's like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why is this dog out? Like, we have a fucking kennel for dogs, and why are you just letting this dog wander around? And everyone's like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, the dog's also weird as fuck.
Yeah, the dog is weird as fuck. The dog is super fucking weird. And we get to see our first transformation super early in this movie, which is always fun. And the dog turns into the most disgusting fucking alien. Inside of the kennel, right? And he's
this. I said it before. This scene, I think, is like masterful. Like, even how many times I've seen this movie, this scene like is breathtaking. I think it's legitimately scary.
The fact that they're able to show this scene so early with the transformation and the people realizing that this is an alien like this quickly, and then like proceeding to have another hour of the movie is so good.
Agreed.
And again, like I talked about this earlier, Paul, before we called you, but like the way Carpenter paced this movie is like super efficient, where like you don't know all the details at the very beginning, unlike the remake where they just like put you to sleep for an hour explaining what the alien was. They give you all the action while they're telling you the fucking story. It's like one of the most efficient storytelling I've ever seen. Like, you know, you don't have to be bored to tears. Like,
yeah, and all these effects too, especially for like 1982, are unbelievable. Like that face peels back like a fucking banana. It just like just rolls back. It just starts like spraying the other dogs with like gack. Fucking fast.
For sure, that scene would not fly in 2021. By the way,
I thought the same thing when that dog is clearly scared, like the real, the non-alien dog. Like that dog is terrified, and it's just being sprayed with fucking goo.
The dogs are actually eating through the fence.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Get me the fuck out of here.
I love that like how scared a dog was to be to eat through the metal fence.
It's so fucking good. It's super effective. But again, ASPCA would not be okay with that, guys. Cancel culture. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's fucking right, Paul?
Going all out.
Yeah.
We're going politically charged. Yeah. Just kidding, guys. So the dog turns into a fucking alien and also manages. But also, you know what? The other dogs pretty much all escape, right? They're all good.
Yeah, they shoot through the fence.
They just got gacked up. And then
gacked up hard.
The fucking alien lifts itself into a rafter, and escapes. But they do burn a large portion of it immediately.
Dude, I love that they're all staring at that. It just everything that you're seeing is the most for the characters' sake. Everything that they're seeing is the most unbelievable thing they've ever seen, and then to watch it just climb through the ceiling, it's like the perfect icing on the cake. Like, well, fuck.
Dude.
I probably would have done like the Norwegians and just slashed my own throat right when I saw that thing.
I don't know
fucking rat monkey looking thing.
I think either reaction is fine, because like there's moments in your house where you see like a fucking bug and you're like, oh fuck, like that's fucking huge. I gotta figure something out, and you like turn your back and you turn around and it's gone, and you're like, well, fucking, I guess I'm dead tonight. Like fucking that spider for sure is gonna eat me later. That's cool. Like fuck, like same thing, more terrifying.
Watching a never before seen thing just climb into your ceiling on an isolated base, like
just gone.
Absurd.
It's just fucking.
Paul, you had a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, Sean said the dog turned into an alien.
Oh, well.
Or was it the alien that turned into a dog?
Well.
Back into an alien. Think about that.
That was your question?
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Made
more sense like 3 minutes ago.
It's Frankenstein's monster. It's not Frankenstein.
Yeah.
The dog's not an alien.
It's Frankenstein.
Did you know Stan Winston did some of the effects?
That makes sense.
They said that he only did some of them, but he clearly did all.
Yeah, dude, because I looked up the person that did the effects, I think I did this. And I was like, I've never heard this name. And it seemed more up his alley.
It says he had to like be hospitalized or like take a break due to the working conditions of this film. But like, he's the only one, right? Like, nobody else. I have not read of anyone else complaining about it, right?
Yeah, it's probably because you showed up on the set and you saw the other guy's effects and you fucking had his story. Like, I'm out of a job.
I like that take. I'm fucking out of here. Oh yeah, just put me in the credits or something. Oh man. So the alien's gone. To your point too, I had a note here that said whoever made the models of these like aliens should be fucking arrested because they're fucking gruesome. They're fucking disgusting. To come up with this in your fucking brain, you're fucked up. Like you need to be locked up.
And those like spaghetti things that come out.
Fucking disgusting.
Stomach churning.
And Wilford Brimley, we cut back to him, and he perfectly sums up the basics of what we need to know, which is that he's assuming that this alien is imitating what it attacks, and this is obviously based on it being a fucking dog. And that's all we need to know, man. And I'm happy with it. Like that's all you need to know.
Agreed.
We don't need to know.
And I love how quickly he came to that conclusion, which again, of course, like, what the fuck else? Like, why beat around the bush?
You watched an alien climb up into your ceiling. It fucking exploded out of a dog. And, like, yeah, that's fine to assume that. What else are you going to assume fucking is happening?
And I love that they're just immediately like, you get the flamethrowers.
Yeah, dude,
yes.
I forgot that happened so soon. I thought it was very much like an Alien-esque flamethrower thing moment where it was like only at the end, but it is from the beginning of the movie. They're like, light everything on fire. Yes, this is where we live, but I don't care. Light the entire cell on fire. And that is a theme throughout the rest of the movie. McCready figures out and finds a spaceship in the ice. And that's where the Norwegian ice cube came from that we saw earlier. So again, unlike the 2011 where we had to watch the entire fucking them slowly chisel an ice cube apart to get to the alien, they're just like, oh yeah, there's a spaceship too under that's frozen, and look at that. There's a cutout where the fucking Norwegians pulled an ice cube from. And I also love Wilford Brimley's fucking computer where he's like drinking and typing on it like a slow, like two-fingered idiot. And he's just like, just like click, 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 click. And it's like 75% chance someone's infected on the fucking base. And like 2 more clicks. And it's like, if it hits a populated area, 27,000 hours before totally destroying the population. What a fucking computer. I love it.
Yeah, what program did he punch that into?
Fucking
that it had down already. It just had that algorithm.
Fucking Treasure Math Island. What was it called? Treasure Math Storm?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you serious? Joe, do you remember Treasure Math Storm?
Of course I do.
That's what Wilford
That
Brimley...
and
No, I only fuck with Oregon Trail.
Incarnate?
Incarnate, dude. Wilford Brimley's just using our fucking elementary school Mac.
Dude, my grandma gave me Encarta 96 for Christmas one year. Dude, there was like only probably 250 entries. What a piece of shit, dude.
Dude, Encarta came free with my one of our early compact computers. And like there was so little to do on a computer. Kids have it so much better now. There was actually so little to do on a computer. Like we had a few games. But there was so little to do. Occasionally, you would just be like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna fucking put in Encarta and like fucking see what's cracking."
Read things, yeah.
Put in Encarta and try and learn.
Some of them had like music clips, but only play like 8 seconds of the song. So you're just playing like David Bowie Changes. I remember being one.
Yeah, but it's like a 16-bit version of it.
Dude, it was fucking crazy, and you'd get bored of that so fast because, as Paul said, it wasn't actually an encyclopedia. There's like 200 entries. Fucking, it was a total piece of shit. But also weirder.
Believe this?
Why did our grandparents have encyclopedias? Why did they buy them?
Great question.
I don't know. Could you imagine trying to learn back in the day, though? Just like, go fuck yourself.
What do you want me to read? I'm looking up Treasure Math Storm clips, man. This game, I might have to hop on this.
That's when I start a LAN party.
I just remember like you could get snowballs, right? You had to pay for snowballs. A little elf sold you snowballs.
Oh, wait.
That's right.
Wait. I remember that game.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I remember this.
You were all about getting those snowballs, but it was so hard. Anyway, the thing.
Yeah, that and Lemmings were the shit.
Oh, Lemmings is so fucking good. Hey, are we talking about a great movie or what, guys?
The best movie.
Yeah, Paul, is this your favorite movie? Because I feel like that's a new revelation. No.
No, okay.
No, it's not. So my idiot coworkers asked me what the best horror movie was, and like I took like 30 seconds, and I was like, I think it's The Thing.
Oh,
The Thing is actually, that's why I was like, what the fuck? Hook a brother up.
The Thing is fucking kind of perfect.
I love it. The creature effects are next level. John Carpenter, 6 score, Wilford Brimley, the ultimate killing machine. Kurt Russell, handsome as fuck, got ice in his beard. I don't know. Child, please.
I actually
Paul calling Wilfred the ultimate killing machine is an homage to a clip that maybe 3 people on Earth know. We were in college, and right, Paul? It was Bruce Campbell. It was Bruce. We were in college, and it was something on. It wasn't even like MTV or VH1. It might have been like Bravo, Bravo channels, like top.
Yeah, it was like a
top
countdown to the best horror films. Yeah. On like midnight, and Bruce Campbell was just like the thing, and the only thing he said about it was Wilford Brimley was the ultimate killing machine. I'm so glad you got that. Oh my god!
I remember it like yesterday. I can't believe you do.
No, of course I do.
Such a throwaway comment.
I think we're also the only people that remember that Bigfoot went to that woman's house and for garlic.
Dude.
For sure.
I think
just to be clear, Paul just said all that, but it's not your favorite.
Not my favorite overall film of all time.
Okay.
I think
but your favorite horror.
I think it really is my favorite horror movie.
Okay.
Sure. And there's a lot of, is it sci-fi, is it whatever? Like Aliens, I would say is more of an action movie than anything. The original maybe sci-fi is fucking borecore.
Yeah.
But I think this is like maybe the best like horror. I mean, atmospheric.
I'm not gonna
creature effects. I fucking love it.
I'm fine with it.
I agree. I would actually say, well, I mean, that's a debate for another time, but never mind. What was I going to say to you guys? Oh, I was going to say, we definitely need to make a t-shirt that has now Wilford Brimley's face with the ultimate killing machine under it.
Yes, you did. And also, I remember after, again, I can't believe you remember that, but I'm so happy. Because it's such an insignificant moment on, like, the most random late night thing. But I remember we watched the thing after, seeing that and being like, Wilford doesn't fucking kill anybody. Why are they calling him
that? And we just talked about the Wilford Brimley computer program, which is a very silly little thing. But at the same time, it sets up one of the coolest concepts in like horror movies, which is who the fuck is the alien? Who's infected and who's not, and how are we going to figure it out? And, you know, the chaos that ensues when you think that the people around you are... Dude, 75% chance someone's infected. Imagine, like, getting that information that, like... And they're just around you. Like, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Imagine the government trying that on you.
Now, it's very similar to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, sort of, right? Like, kind of a similar concept, but... I think it's scarier when it's a smaller group of people.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you're isolated with them.
Yeah. Like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
You're just out and you're out with the mass population. This you're on a fucking base. Like, anybody that you're looking at could be the one.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And Brimley's got some hot takes. He definitely is, pointing the finger in some people's direction.
You're specifically blaming Richard for sure.
So
to his
hard.
last breath.
constantly being like, watch out for that fucking ass.
Watch out for fucking Clark. he just really hates Clark.
Dude,
that's what it comes down to.
He hates Clark so fucking much. It's ridiculous. It's just constantly like, fucking Clark. Isn't that what his meltdown's about? He's like, it's fucking Clark. And they lock him up.
When Wilford gets locked away, he's like, McCree, just listen to one thing. McCree's like, what? He's like, don't fucking trust that guy at all.
And to be fair, Clark is one, right? Like, I mean, he becomes one eventually, but like, Clark also looks...
No, dude, Clark gets shot by McCready.
Oh, that's right. That's the one fucking tragedy. Yeah, that's right. But here's the thing. Richard Mazur plays that so well because the entire movie, you're like, that motherfucker's an alien. Like, the way he's behaving and just being mopey and just like, I don't know. like, when Brimley's like, why the fuck haven't you locked that dog up? And he's like, beats me. You're like, what the? Oh, that guy's definitely the fucking alien now.
Agreed.
Yeah. And he's spending so much time with it, and he's just a weird looking motherfucker.
Yeah, just fucking moping around, being like, I don't know. He's just a fucking idiot.
And let's not forget, he tries to literally kill McCready.
Right.
That's why he gets shot, because he goes after him with a knife.
Yeah. Which is nuts. It is also weird that they all like kind of instinctively trust McCready for the most part until the end, and then they're like, "Fuck you."
I mean, they find the tattered clothes.
Well, yeah, but like they believe him up to that point. Like they really like instinctively are like, McCready's fine. But like I would be like, whoever took charge, I'd probably for sure just think was doing it.
Whoever took charge, I would convince to shoot Windows. Because that is the weirdest motherfucker of them all. He's always wearing those glasses.
Windows is a freak.
He's wearing like Ringo Starr glasses, tinted at night.
The darkest place in the world.
I haven't seen the sun in a month.
Oh, it's so bright out there. Well, they find Bennings, and he's fucking got. But he's also on the loose. And he's just running around outside, and they end up burning him alive. So he's our first tragic loss here. Meanwhile...
Can I take a quick piss break? Sorry.
Yeah. Paul, have you had these Bevy long drinks?
No. No idea what that is.
They're the fucking best.
What are they?
Dude, they're like seltzers, but they're just one flavor. And the long drink is the national drink, the national cocktail of Finland. It says. I'm drunk as fuck. It's 6%.
All right, I'm going to Google this. How do you spell it?
Bevy, Bevy, long drink. They're in cans now.
Bevy long drink. No, I've never even seen this.
Dude, it's so fucking good. It doesn't list the calories, though.
It's a canned cocktail?
Dude, it is fucking great.
Wait, are you sure this is Finnish?
No, I mean, it's American, but like, it's based.
It says the Boston Beer Company launches the new pet drink.
No, but like, it's the national cocktail inspired by the national long drink is a cocktail made in Finland. And it's their national cocktail, which I don't think is a thing, but then these guys canned it, baby. It's fucking
nobody loves saunas as much as the Finns.
No one loves saunas more than Joe.
Really?
Yeah, that's all he fucking does at the gym. He fucking goes. I shouldn't say it like that. He works out, but he loves a fucking sauna.
After our friend's wedding, Joe and I were fucking hammered and went in the sauna at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Just sweated out. It was the fucking greatest.
Did he wear sneakers in it?
I do not think so.
He wears sneakers.
Although I love that.
I think he wears sneakers in the gym one.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't blame him, but also that's awful. That sounds funny.
I kind of don't blame him either. I wish he wore like fucking socks and sandals like a fucking asshole.
He also takes pictures of the people in there and sends them to me. But they all wear all of their clothes, which I also thought was weird.
Jesus.
When he comes on, I'll ask him about it.
Pretty sure you're supposed to have your balls out when you're in there.
Well, like, I guess like the old guys do it, but like none of the young guys do it.
It's weird.
But wait, is Boston Beer Company Sam Adams or
no? No.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
I think Sam Adams is a Boston Beer Company.
Okay.
It's like all rectangles are squares, but now all squares are rectangle. Now all rectangles are square.
No, Boston Beer Company owns Sam Adams. Oh, they own
Truly's. Well, look at that.
They own Truly's too.
So all Sam Adams are Boston Beer Company, but not all Boston Beer Company is Sam Adams.
I don't fucking.
That's what you're telling me.
Joe, you're back.
Yeah.
So Joe, do you wear shoes in the gym sauna?
No.
Oh, I thought you did wear shoes. Then you definitely took a picture of somebody wearing shoes in the gym sauna.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of these guys that were clearly blood members because they all have the red
shoelaces.
Remember, they all have the red shoelaces and the flash went off?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was just telling Paul about that.
Dude, wearing shoes in the sauna is honestly the most insane thing. Like,
okay.
All I wear, like, I wear my boxers because I have, like, I don't want my fucking balls on the fucking bench, but that's all I wear. I have, like, a towel draped around my shoulders. But some dudes go in there with, like, there's a guy who goes in there with fucking jeans and sneakers on. And that's honestly the most uncomfortable thing I could, like, possibly think.
Okay. That's what I was just saying. I was like, that's insane. But I was like, I feel like maybe Joe does or the people in there with him do. I forget.
Yeah, no. I could never. That honestly, like, skeeves me out to think of like, sweating that much.
Wearing sneakers while sweating. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude, the real question is, what kind of boxers are you wearing?
What kind of boxers?
You got that
boxers like
modal.
You got them Fruit baby. I remember like 20 years ago, you get these like cheap boxers, and like you sit down, and there's no button or anything, but it also wasn't like a cotton fabric that overlapped. So you sit down, your dick pop straight through.
Dude, all my boxers are stuff like Tina buys at Christmas, like stuff's in my stockings. So they always have like Ninja Turtles or like hearts or like stuff on them.
Joe's going in there with hearts.
Yeah. Actually, I might be wearing my heart ones right now.
Oh, you.
Do either of you have the boxers with the or the briefs or whatever the fuck with the like the nut pocket in them?
No.
Excuse me?
Yo, it's like the new thing.
Oh,
it's got like a
just
pocket
cradle
for your
something?
dick. Yeah, like, and some of them. So some of them just have like a big old pocket that you shove everything in your dick and balls. But some of them have like a dual layered pocket where like your nuts go into one and your dick like flops over into the other compartment.
Oh my god!
Why can't you just wear boxers.
Just let it hang out.
Yeah.
Dude,
What's the problem with that?
I can't afford these boxes. A separate storage for my balls.
Listen, I'm intrigued by it. I don't know. I haven't thought about. I've thought about buying them. I have not bought them. Joe, I'm drinking. I was telling Paul, I'm drinking this thing called Bevy Long Drink. It's a sparkling citrus refresher. It is the best shit. It's 6%. It's the best shit I've ever had in my life.
I will try it for the live show.
You got to find it, man. It goes down like fucking water. It's only one flavor, it's just citrus, which is my jam. So I'm like cool with it.
Yeah, remember the skull, citrus skull?
Yeah, dude, that was a life changer. Also a life remember. Also, for sure, should not have been allowed because, of course, you're targeting children with that. Tasted like fucking candy.
Wait, was it you that drove with me like?
Yes.
90 minutes to the final.
Yes. Dude, I spent that entire summer driving so far to find Citrus Skull. Calling gas stations in like Stonington, Connecticut.
Calling them and be like, do you carry this? That's nuts.
All right, let's get back into old.
Also, real quick, we did the opposite progression. Most kids like would start, citrus flavors and then go to like mint or like straight, you know. But we started with the rugged ones and went to
the sweet candy, baby. Oh, it was so fucking good. But then I did have to go back to the other flavors because it wasn't cutting it. Yeah. It just increased your addiction. That's all it did. It's actually fucking genius.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Bennings is dead. Fucking Wilford Brimley, who is his name's Blair, I believe.
Yeah.
He loses it, smashes all of their communications, shooting at all of them, just losing his fucking mind, which I would have done anyway. Because
it's completely justified.
Just being in Antarctica that long, I would probably end up fucking doing that.
Oh, even without the aliens?
Yeah, without the fucking aliens.
I'm just imagining. So, remember when he throws the revolver, but he misses the doorway about 6 feet, he just hits the wall. I'm just imagining that being you. Just throwing chairs and shit.
Throwing the actual gun at people. No, for sure. I would lose my mind out there. I couldn't be out there. Especially with a guy like fucking McCready breaking your shit. Fucking breaking the fucking chess machine. First sign of frustration he gets. So he destroys all their communications, and that's when they decide to isolate him, and he warns McCready again about fucking Clark, which he won't shut the fuck up about, but... and then they find that they had a fucking room full of spare blood, which that's not something you normally think about. So that's kind of a fucking Carpenter. Really, do you think they actually have that out there? I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, if you needed blood,
yeah. I mean, there's no hospital, It seems like you should probably have some spare blood.
Dude, it's fucking genius to even think about that. But it's all been destroyed, and everyone is so pissed about that. which there's way more things to be concerned about, but they're all like, oh, for fuck's sake, not the fucking blood. Like, again, I'd be like way more concerned if they like destroyed the pantry. I'd be like, well, now we're fucked. But like the blood, I'd be like, well, hopefully we don't need it.
Seems they're mad. They're mad because they know that they should be testing it, right?
The blood?
Yeah, they're going to be testing it to see if it like tells them who's infected.
Well, I don't think it's their blood, is it? Oh, maybe it is.
Paul, you want to chime in here? That's my understanding.
Yeah, it's their blood, so they're going to use like the petri dish.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
Right, with a flamethrower.
Yeah, and then they were mad because only 2 people have the keys to it, so
yeah,
they figured that one of those people was infected. That's why they destroyed all the blood.
Yeah, and the camp turns into a fucking mess after this. It becomes fucking Lord of the Flies with the fucking Fuches is fucking gone. He just.
I just want to highlight real quick. I think it happened right before this. I forget the dude's fucking name. But he comes in and he's mad about dirty drawers being left in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which there's a fucking alien that you just watched climb through the wall. That is arguably the most insignificant concern. Why are you even in the kitchen? I'm not eating. I'm not cooking.
He's so fucking mad about the underwear. But that's what leads them to figure out that it's Fuchs is fucking been infected, because then they go to try and find him, and they found he's burned himself to death, which is fucking wild.
Yeah,
fucking wild. And then, of course, they find MacReady's torn up T-shirt. So now he's under the microscope. And ultimately, it's that fucking doctor. What, I forget which doctor it is. Dr. Cooper? Is that his name? Richard, yeah, it's that other fucking doctor, Richard Dysart. They think how the fuck does this happen? So
Copper.
Yeah, Dr. Copper. He's the one that his chest turns into fucking teeth, right?
Yeah, it rips off the guy's hands.
Fucking greatest scene.
That is so fucking nuts. Dude, the chest turning into teeth, biting off his hands, and then turning into that fucking famous fucking spider monster with the human head. That is some of the most wild shit.
It's iconic.
Dude, when he pushes down, like, compresses, and that thing opens up and just straight up bites the guy's arms off, the guy comes up with, like, two nubs. It's unreal.
Screaming.
It's unreal.
Like that.
That is one of the sickest effects. Like,
yeah, for sure.
The dog and the kennel in that are the two that, like, always stand out to me.
And I think it's so impressive because it could be so easy to make that super corny or super idiotic, right? Because think about what we just said. This guy turned into fucking giant teeth in his stomach and bit off the guy's arms. Like, that's the most idiotic sounding thing I've ever heard. But they pulled it off, and that's how good this fucking movie is.
That's actually a great point. That sounds so fucking... It sounds like a fucking Freddy kill that you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking stomach turns into a mouth and is like, hey, bitch. Like, bites off somebody's head.
I mean, we literally just watched that in Class of Nukem High Part 2, right? They had fucking mouths in their belly buttons.
Dumbest thing you've ever seen. But it fucking works here. It works really fucking well. And then on top of the spider monster, his fucking head rips apart from the body and drags itself away.
Yes.
Dude, and the fact that the scenes, like, so usually these effect scenes you'll see in movies, they'll cut pretty quickly. It's like a really quick clip, right? Because it costs a lot to do and it's hard to do. You watch this fucking head crawl around for like 2 minutes. like just a dead shot on this head moving. Like, the effects are it's 1982. How did they do that? Looks better than half of the stuff you see now. It's insane. It's actually crazy. There's something I was gonna fucking say. I forget what it was now though. But I don't know. So, you know, we still got this thing running around. We got a head running around now. MacReady then kind of loses it, right? He starts shooting at people, tying them up, and then decides that he's going to test their blood, which is just such a great idea, by sticking because they know the heat kills the thing. And his idea is, you know, he thinks that he thinks that every piece of it is alive, right? Based on the head.
Yeah.
The head was able to remove itself from the body because the body was dying and try and save itself. So he thinks every piece of this alien is alive, no matter what it is, whether it's blood or tissue or whatever. So he's like, so if I burn the blood, it should react. And you see him, it's a fucking amazing scene where he's putting a hot needle in the blood and testing each person's fucking blood. And he gets to Palmer's blood, puts it in, and it fucking, you know, shoots out. And then Palmer it's absolutely fucking insane, dude. The special effects in this are crazy. Palmer's transformation is disgusting. And I love the reaction of all the people sitting next to him being like, could you please save us? Like, and
yeah, they're all tied up. McCready has them all tied up.
I'm literally tied to this fucking guy who's becoming an alien who's like 8 feet tall.
It's so nuts. And McCready burns him alive and throws a fucking stick of TNT onto his dead body for good measure.
That's also the scene where Richard Mercer dies because he's trying to stab McCready.
Yes, so he's shot, and then also Windows, who is just like sitting in the corner, infected. But they decide, hey, let's go test that fucking Brimley guy we still have locked up in the shack out back. Because, he's still sitting out there. So they go to the shack, but he's gone, and he has built a fucking UFO in the fucking shack. Yo, Brimley is the best character in this fucking movie.
Dude, building an entire UFO
during all of this, while also like being so adamantly like, I'm not a fucking alien.
Yeah. There's nothing to see here. I just have a giant saucer underneath my shed. Which, how the fuck do you even dig that out? Where's he even getting these parts from?
They kind of touch on it. I forget what they explain, but it's not very convincing, but it doesn't matter. They're just like, I just remember Kurt Russell being like, oh yeah, he took those parts. And I was like, oh, okay. This seems like a tough thing to do. But Brimley's gone. So they decide to start blowing up the entire building. And and Kurt's rationale is that the thing's gonna go back there and freeze, like deep freeze, so it can be thawed out again, till the next wave. Right, which is fucking genius. Eventually it'll get to land, right? Like that's its goal, and you might as well deep freeze it. So he's gonna burn everything, burn it all down, blow it all up. And when they get back, Childs, who's Keith David, is missing, and the fucking generator's destroyed. So you think there's still one out there. Brimley shows back up. He kills. Oh, dude! Oh my god! He kills the fucking captain by sticking his fucking fingers into
his face. Yeah.
Fucking insane, and it's so good. He sticks his fingers into his face and they just like melt into his face. And it kind of like assimilates to him and then just drags him away by his face.
Yes.
Fucking awesome. And then this noise causes the other guy, Knowles, to go look for him because he hears the noise and he's like, what the fuck's going on out there? He wanders away. McCready's like trying to blow up the fucking base. He looks up and no one's around him. And then suddenly the creature just tears through the ground like a tremor, right? Like a
graboid.
A graboid tearing through the ground. He reappears bigger and more disgusting. And it's basically got everyone.
Did you ever see that picture of Antarctica? It's like a huge streak in the ground, like something crashed there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's insane. Dude, I mean, there's for sure aliens out there, right? Like,
America's weird as fuck.
Can you can't really live in there, right? Is Antarctica the South Pole?
It's not like town. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's not like any towns. There's just bases there.
Yeah,
and there's packs there where you can't like do stuff. You can only do like certain things on those bases.
Can't fornicate.
I mean, I'm sure you can.
I'd like to see them try and stop me. I mean, there's for sure aliens, is what we're saying.
Dude, honestly, imagine trying to fuck in that weather.
Miserable. I'd be absolutely fucking miserable. Can't feel your fucking toes. You're eating like MREs. You probably can't fucking even shit properly.
Shooting out ice cubes with your dick.
Dude, your fucking pubes look like fucking Kurt Russell's beard. Just frostbit.
You're like that guy's blood when the guy's blood froze. That's what your jizz is.
Oh my god! You actually like
he loads it, freeze in midair. Because people throw hot water out, and it's like negative 30 in Canada.
Just shooting out crystals, baby.
Fucking nightmare. Fuck Antarctica.
It makes me want to go. Actually, I'm kind of interested.
just to go and jerk off or something.
Yeah. And then nothing. It's normal, and I'm just disappointed. just all the scientists are like, "That's what you fucking came here. We could have fucking told you that."
Yeah. It's a science experiment.
Dude, for sure they've tried it, right? Like if you're out there, you're a scientist.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If somebody was like, go jerk off outside right now.
No, I'd be like, I'm gonna stand next to the door until the very last minute, and then just like shoot it.
To see if it's just stuck in the air.
Although, imagine having to go to like the medic and be like, "Listen, it froze like midway inside of me."
An ice shaft in your dick.
Fucking nightmare. Guys, that does not happen in the Thing. So if you're looking for that,
missed opportunity, John.
Yeah, John Carpenter didn't think of everything.
Fucking Wilford Brimley. the cut scene of Wilford Brimley jerking off into the ice.
Shooting ropes.
Shooting ropes.
Putting the tip of his dick against a flagpole. It's just stuck like a Christmas story. The Windows has to breathe on it to make it thaw.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah. So fucking Graboid shows up. It's got all the DNA though of everything. It's kind of assimilated. We see some people's heads in there. The dog head is in there. The famous line of Kurt Russell saying, "Yeah, fuck you too." Which I love. Throws the dynamite and the entire place fucking explodes. And somehow MacReady survives that, which is kind of insane.
Somehow Kurt Russell survives that, which is kind of insane because I read that was an actual stick of dynamite.
What the fuck? And I mean, he survives, but the whole base is shut down and he's out in the fucking Antarctic. I mean, how long do you think you could actually last without shelter?
A night, right? Like
maybe
you're dead before sunrise.
Dude,
there's no sunrise. So,
yeah.
A couple hours.
I mean, a couple hours.
I mean, the whole base is on fire, and like Keith David shows up right here and is like, he kind of says that he's like, listen, the good thing the buildings are burning because we'd be dead, but also that's going to go out pretty soon. And
also, we don't know if either of them are human.
We don't know if either of them are human, and they kind of have this like awesome conversation about it, where like MacReady is just basically like, it's fine, we'll both die, and that's the end of this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll just die out here, and that's how we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then they just drink whiskey and decide to wait it out, and that's the fucking end of the movie, baby.
Just like a despairing ending, and I love it. Which I told you in the beginning, they had filmed an actual scene, like proving MacReady was innocent. Somehow he tests his own blood at that very moment. But I'm glad they didn't put that in.
Yeah, I mean, there's fire everywhere. You could just like cut your finger and drop it into the flames. But
sure.
Have you heard what the internet sleuths have said?
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, this could be bullshit, but
well, I mean,
they say. Well, yeah, it's clear bullshit. It's probably some fucking fake repairman Jack Devin bullshit. Where they say that because MacReady, you really don't see drink from the bottle, that it's not like actual alcohol because it's a Molotov cocktail. They say it's like gas or oil or something.
Oh, okay.
And by having Childs drink it and not recognizing it, that proves that he is actually the Thing. Because the alien would have no idea what alcohol is.
Oh, I fuck with it. Yeah, I like it.
I actually like that a lot.
That's a good theory.
I actually fucking love that.
So they think he takes a sip from the bottle but doesn't react. So MacReady is
aware.
Just kind of smirks, and he's like, "This."
Because he does give that smirk at the end. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So I've heard that, but who knows? Obviously,
I take it back about the internet sleuths. I fucking love that. I think that's fucking great. It's so super subtle. I fuck with that so hard.
And it makes that like because the last scene is him giving like a well fuck like that smirk is like him realizing that
we'll just wait here.
Not only is he gonna freeze to death, he's sharing a drink with a fucking alien.
Or you can now hear what my hypothesis is. McCree was out in the snow and actually fapped in it.
Wait, okay. Why is that theory?
Because that child's drinking, and that's why he spurts. Finally got him.
Got him.
Wait, you're saying he jerked off in the bottle?
Got him.
I believe that's what he said.
Of course not, Joe.
I'm going with the other one.
Imagine Kurt Russell's last fucking breath. He pranks Childs.
Actually, I kind of want that to be.
That's the smirk he pissed in the bottle.
This fucking guy.
He doesn't even know he's drinking my jizz.
That's what he gets for leading the rebellion against me.
I'm actually way more on board with this one.
It's probably the more likely of the two.
Imagine knowing you're going to die and that's what you did.
Dude, I mean, I don't think it's what I would do if I were knowing I was dying, but also I feel like if somebody pitched it to me while I was dying, I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. Like,
yeah.
For sure doing that. It wouldn't come to mind.
To death and you had frostbite everywhere.
You all squirt jerking.
There's only one way out.
Fucking tugging it with your gangrene hand. Fucking just trying to make it all work. All right. Boy, what an episode. That should probably just be our fucking episode for the week.
Dude, I would actually be okay with it.
Is that what we should do? This was fun as fuck.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, the children involves kids dying.
Yes.
What?
Always a classic. Well, we're doing The Children from 2008, which is a good movie.
It is. Men? I think this is... What?
Children of Men?
No, we're not doing Children of Men.
Julian Moore? Michael
Caine. That did come out in 2008, didn't it?
Michael Caine. No, 2005, I think.
Children of Men is 2006. Children of Men is 2000.
Okay.
Not that it matters, because that's not what we're fucking talking about.
I mean, this might be...
This is probably a more entertaining episode. You should do
1955's The Killing with Sterling Hayden.
Why?
Paul, what do you
think? It's a good movie.
It's an amazing flick.
I know. Cool. Why suggest...
Spoiler, it's better than 2001.
I mean, in what regard?
All of them.
Actually, I might agree.
All right, let's wrap this episode up. Joe, let's record The Children and see what happens. And one of them will be Patreon. One of them will be a normal episode.
All
right.
That's good.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with The Children. Paul, you didn't watch The Children, so I'm gonna say we're gonna say
what you're talking about.
I know, Paul. We appreciate you, Paul. Thank you for coming on. It was super fun to talk about it. Are you coming to the live shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what was it. A yes?
I don't know.
Rachel's chiming in. Is she allowing you to come? Put the kibosh on it?
She's not chiming in. But did I tell you she told me about 3 times last week we're not to watch Thanksgiving? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, we're not watching Thanksgiving this year.
I mean, I agree with her. It's not.
I was like, I'm not watching it. She's like, good, because it's terrible. And like a day later, she's like, "We're not watching it." And I was like, "I never fucking said we were." And she's like, "Well, last year you made me watch it." I was like, "Oh yeah, I stand bitch."
Listen. Listen. Keep at it, Paul. Keep at it, because I've been with Tina for 10 years, and now she's like, when we're watching Thanksgiving, which the first 9 years she's like, we're not watching. But this year she's like, what day are we watching Thanksgiving?
She just plans around it now. And Paul, I think we should do an in-person live for January if you're around. Was that a groan from you?
What?
The live show in January is January 22nd. And we're either going to do 13 Ghosts or Cherry Falls. If it's Cherry Falls, we're going to have the best time of our lives.
Wait, so why is it? Why are you giving yourselves an option?
I don't know.
We could do one that will have the best time of our life, or we could do the other.
All right, fine. We're going to do
Which is ultimately what we'll decide on.
Because I feel like 13 Ghosts would be fun, too. I haven't seen that one.
I want to do 13 Ghosts. You put like all those early 2000 horror, like 99.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that in March. But let's do Cherry Falls, because that's like not kind of. It's sort of related to the Scream. And it's after Scream, so.
Cherry Falls and Darkness Falls double feature.
Darkness Falls. Which one was that?
That's the Tooth Fairy one.
Oh fuck yeah, we got to do that. I haven't seen that. I just remember when it came out being like, that's so idiotic.
What'd you say?
We've been like saying things to you for the past 5 minutes. I haven't heard your voice.
Listen, dude, my headphones went dead. I got problems too.
All right, Paul. Thank you for joining us.
Cherry Falls, motherfucker.
All right, let's do Cherry Falls in person.
French fries, motherfucker.
Cherry Falls in person.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We'll bring a motto up to produce it for us.
Oh, all right.
In what way is he going to produce it?
He's gonna handle like the fucking, so we could all like sit together and fucking not worry about anything.
He'll videotape.
Yeah. Set it all up, chime in from like the fucking old Talk Soup style. He'll just like sit behind it and yell at it.
Dude, you'll be all
my guy John Henson.
Yeah. No. What? Well, yeah. I guess John Henson's
skunk,
but
man. Oh, dude, you're a Hal Sparks guy, aren't you?
Paul, I'm not a Hal Sparks guy.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. No. Like Amato, he can chime in occasionally in the background. He's our producer. Like, fine. It'll be great.
Yeah. Then we can pour pennies all over him like Phil.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we waterboard him again?
No, we got to treat him like Gelman from Regis and Kathy Lee.
What the fuck is that?
He just stands over by a piano and we just like, one of us is just like, God damn it, Gelman. You fucking idiot.
And then the camera cuts to his face. He's just like,
He's just so sad all the time. Regis was just constantly like, hey, Gelman, you stupid fucking idiot.
That's the funniest fucking reference. I forgot about that. It's always like, they're just talking like normal things. And Regis will be like, yeah, well, at least they're not fucking Gelman. They'll just like cut to him and be like, whoops. Hands up in the air.
There would be like the most mundane issue on it. Like he'd be reading off a card and there'd be like one misspelling that no one knows about. And he'd be like, God damn fucking Gelman. Cut to Gelman and it's just like, sorry.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
All right, Paul. Thank you for joining us, Paul.
Dude, you guys are so fucked.
Why?
Joe is laughing so hard at Gelman.
Dude, who referenced they showing around Gelman? I haven't thought. Whenever I was like sick, or like when we had like a late opening for snow days, I was at home. My mom was always watching that, so I just remember watching Regis and Kathy Lee with my mom and fucking Gelman. You had curly hair too, right?
Yes.
You had a big stupid face. You just cut to him. That's the funniest reference you could have possibly made. Gelman.
Paul, thanks for joining us, buddy.
It was my pleasure.
It was my pleasure.
Great time.
It was a great time. All right, we'll talk to you, Paul. Joe, thank you, and thank you to all of you. Whether this is Patreon or not, who knows? But all right, guys, thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed that episode of The Thing. You can find us at ihatehorror.com, Instagram.com/ihatehorror, Facebook.com/ihatehorror. I feel like I did that out of order. Now I'm confused. And Twitter at ihatehorrorshow. Joe, where can they find you?
Instagram, Boognish1985.
All right. Thanks to Joe. Thanks to Paul for doing the episode. It was fucking incredible. He's got to come on.
We should do it. Dude, I was just going to say that. But, like, it's not that we don't offer it to him, right? I mean, we have been back for over a year. Is this the first time he's been on?
No. He's come on for Patreon episodes, but never a full ep.
Yeah, this is the first full ep, right?
Yeah. I think we've only brought him on.
We say it to him all the fucking time. Like, we would have him on almost regularly, right?
Yeah, I would.
He never does it.
Absolutely, I would absolutely have him on. And if he like, and now we kind of plan out our episodes like in advance, so he kind of knows what we're doing. So, you could just ask. But then, like, we asked him to do the live show, as you guys just heard, and he's like, I don't know, I'm fucking busy. You're like, all right, fine.
Yeah, fucking huff and puff. Was that on? Is that on the recorded episode?
Yeah.
People heard that? Okay, all right. So, yeah, you heard. You fucking huffs and puffs about it, changing the date. But then ultimately it doesn't fucking matter. Like, making a big deal out of it. Doesn't have any plans that...
Oh, man, that's awesome. All right, guys. So thank you all so much. And make sure you sign up for the live show at ihatehorror.com. There's a little link there to join, buy tickets. It says buy tickets, but they're free. They're free for everybody. You got 3 p.m. and a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get on over there and check it out. And that's it, man. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
I dissect movies all fucking day.
I wanna play.
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Dismember.
A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced.